Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, Old God, from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother, SamAnt, Viral Hip Hop News. We're in the building. It's a Monday. It's top of the work week, oh God.
Yeah.
Feels good to be in the building. The Uncensored Truth Podcast. What's good, my brother?
What's going on? Peace to all the family out there that's going to listen to this, whether it be YouTube, Spotify, whatever platform you listen it to on. We want to say peace, and we do appreciate each and every person. And as always, hit that like button and make sure you share the video. NFC, AFC Championship in the books yesterday, SamAnt. We're going to kick it off with that. Also, we're going to be talking about Tupac a little bit today, as well as Erykah Badu, being booed, in reference to the R. Kelly situation. PnB Rock being arrested up in PA. Kamala Harris, was announced that she's going to be running for president, as well as Ja Rule and the Fry Festival. We got a fully loaded lineup today, SamAnt. Ready to get right to it, man.
Indeed, man. Very excited about the Uncensored Truth Podcast episode today, episode 102.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it's cold as a motherfucker outside, man. Not enjoying that. Can't wait to see it come back.
Yeah.
But indeed, man, we're heating it up in here this evening. Let's get it going, man. So you got the NFC Championship, AFC Championship games with yesterday, man. What are your thoughts on that, brother?
Well, let's start with the NFC. The game first that came on first 3 o'clock. Real good game, but we all know it kind of came down. Everybody's bitching about this call at the end of the game where Drew Brees throws a pattern to a receiver, throws a ball to him, and he's hit like right before the ball comes. It's helmet to helmet. We clearly see, pass interference, but the referees missed the call. So now you got all the Saints fans. It's legitimate, definitely a legitimate concern, but what I will say is, it definitely could have changed the game. They probably would have won, odds are 80%, but like we said, if the dude was looking, he would have probably took it the other way. Also, it is what it is. All throughout the game, you have different calls where things can go either way. But I think that definitely need to reevaluate, the way that whole replay, system works and who can challenge it, and the 2-minute rule, things can't be challenged. They need to reevaluate that because you got a lot of pissed off people who are saying that the New Orleans Saints should be in the Super Bowl, and maybe.
Indeed, man. And we got a lot of Saints fans that watch the Uncensored Truth Podcast. They're always in the chat room live on Friday evenings. So shout out to them. And this game was what it was, man. Real good game, hard fought game. The call at the end, did it have some effect? Absolutely. Can we say that the Saints got robbed? And you still had 60 minutes of ball to play. Now, like you said, cornerback, I believe it was Robbie Coleman. He smacked the shit out the dude. Tommy looks. He smacked him. Yeah. Didn't look for the ball or anything, because if he would have done what he was supposed to do and turned around and looked for the ball, that's 7 points the other way, and the Rams are going to the Super Bowl regardless. That being said, it was blatant pass interference. They should have had the ball, I believe, the 1 or 2 yard line. Yeah, and then they could have ran out the clock, kicked the field goal, ultimately won the game. But who knows what could have happened? They could have missed. We've seen Chicago miss. We've seen people fumble. We've seen what happened to the Saints last year when they got that miracle against the Minnesota Vikings, and they got taken out of the playoffs. So all being that, you can't put the whole game on that one play. The referees did say that they effed up. You said the New York called. Man,
the Saints got the ball back. The bottom line, the Saints got the ball back. You know what I mean? They throw an interception. Now what you're referring to is Sean Payton at the end of the game said the league officials called him, I guess, the head office, said, look, we fucked the call up pretty much. But what does that mean when you took the L? Now, again, I think the percentage is real high. The team that gets the ball after the overtime usually wins. They had the ball. Drew Brees lost a step, whatever. He got punched in the mouth and he threw an interception. It is what it is. They were at home. They should have never left it close. Should have beat them boys out of there. You're the number 1 seed in the NFL. We're going to talk about the Chiefs next, but you can't let a team come in there and beat you. And it happened. They beat you.
And I called that the LA Rams would win, but it was a toss-up. It could have went either way. Right. And the Rams had their number. They had that front four. Them boys weren't playing Aaron Donald, Ndamukong Suh. Yeah. Them boys can get up in there and wreak havoc, and they did. They caused them to cause a turnover. And like you said, the statistics show usually the team that gets the ball first in overtime, they win. Like we seen in the AFC. Let's talk about the AFC.
Man, that was a good game, man. But first, let me say, man, Andy Reid.
Oh, you gonna start with Andy?
He's a choke artist.
Oh, man.
He's a choke artist, man. I don't want to hear. I was listening to his press conference on the way to the podcast. I had to hear it. I just wanted to hear him with his red face and just making all these stupid ass excuses like he did with the Eagles. Yeah, in the championship game, he got the number 1 seed. You got the offense this time. It ain't like the old Eagles when you had no. You got everybody, everything blazing. That defense kind of has though, Kansas City, but
yeah,
you got to win that game. It was close, and the way he's kind of, which is I guess is an optimistic way to look at it. It's a learning experience for his team. They're going to get better, but no, I hate that type of ideology because like you got to win now. You got the personnel to win now. You win now. Forget next year. It's going to be different people. It's going to turn over. You might not have the same. You might not be number one. You might not be in the same position next year to win the game. You're going against Tom Brady and Belichick. What do you expect?
No, we could talk about the game in and out because there was so many nuances with the game that were dope. But you want to focus the attention on Andy Reid. So let me ask you this: knowing the Kansas City Chiefs, and that dynamic offense that they have, and they'll only get better on defense because they'll probably draft predominantly all defense, given that offense probably will stay intact with the young Mahomes and then the dynamic receivers and running backs that they have. Is it time to get Andy Reid out of there now?
Because I said that, but
how's it going? I mean, if Belichick ain't going nowhere, and Brady ain't going nowhere,
SamAnt, you know Andy Reid's history. You know how this is his 5th championship game, whether it be NFC, AFC.
Yeah. He
hasn't won one Super Bowl yet, not one.
It's only been the one.
What is that? Oh well, and still he should have been the more. If you got the champion, you won a game away. So that's a strike against him. He's a good coach throughout the year. He's good with quarterbacks. He's good with developing players and stuff like that. He's good for that. But winning the big games, he cannot get it done. Unless he shows me that he can, he can't. This is a game you got to win. Your number 1 seed. You got them coming into the loudest stadium in the NFL. You can't get it done with the 12th man. The dude, not don't fire him. Now, I was just joking around with that. Keep him. But my thing is next year is going to be harder because now you got a whole year. The guy Mahomes is going to be different. We know how that second year, you know, him being a starter coming in, we know how that turns over for a lot of guys. I don't know if he's going to be the same quarterback or they're going to have the same, chance of winning the Super Bowl next year. I just don't.
I got faith in Mahomes. I really do. I think he's going to evolve as a quarterback and he's going to be something to reckon with from years to come. But I mean, we've seen Aaron Rodgers evolve. We've seen Drew Brees evolve. That didn't equate in them going to the Super Bowl every year. You don't get many chances to go and win a game like that, especially against Tom Brady, who it isn't even arguably. He is the greatest quarterback of all time. His 9th Super Bowl. And a lot of people are going to talk about, well, he threw an interception and they had that call back because somebody was offside. Yeah, well, somebody was offside, so he had the opportunity to throw an interception. That being said, that play's dead. Don't matter. He got back down there and he's going to his 9th Super Bowl and probably is going to win the 6th. Now, we can talk about whether or not he'll win. LA Rams give a good chance to win the Super Bowl, but that's neither here nor there. Does Andy Reid need to go? Very good question, because you raised the argument that they're not going anywhere with him, but they should keep him around for what? Because he's a nice guy, because he does good for the community, and we both like Andy Reid. But if he's not going to produce a Super Bowl, and you're a Super Bowl caliber team, how do you sell to your fans that this guy needs to be under the coach if he's only going to get us to the AFC Championship and we're going to lose again? That's
what it's not about. Yeah, it's like you got to like Belichick. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of situations in the NFL where these guys keep winning, but he's the type of coach. You put him in a situation, he's going to close out. Except for last year, and they lost before, right? The Giants beat them.
Giants twice and the Eagles.
Okay, yeah. So it's like, but most of the time, they're winning. And this is what you need in the NFL. I mean, the Eagles did a great job closing the Patriots out, but that was even a close game. That could have went either way last year. Andy Reid, he had 14 years to get it done. He had all the talent, 4 NFC championship games, 0 rings. Goes to the AFC, got the most dynamic offense. You bring another team into your stadium, you can't close the deal out. That says something's wrong with the coaching. And I think, not now, but maybe 1 or 2 more years if he can't get it done, because they should be winning the Super Bowl. They should have won it this year, I think, with that talent. If they can't get it done within the next 2 years, you got to get rid of them.
Let's talk about the brilliance in Tom Brady. I want to talk about this before we jump to the next subject. He's going to his 9th Super Bowl. 8 of these Super Bowls, Tom Brady's 5-3, could easily be 8-0 or 0-8.
Yeah.
None of them games were outright won. And that just goes and shows a testament to his will, his brilliance. The fact that you can lock in and zone in those pressure situations where a lot of people fold. I mean, that just goes to show you how brilliant that dude is. 8-0 or 0-8 he could be. He sits at 5-3. Now, the teams that did beat him, the Eagles last year, the Giants twice, dynamic front fours, dynamic linebacker play. Things that you couldn't scheme against, things that you couldn't go and write X's and O's and Belichick could outright you or outwork you on. You got right in Brady's face. You smacked him up and there was nothing that he could draw up to do it. You got a smash mouth.
Yep.
LA Rams, Dominican Sue, Donald.
You give him a chance with Jared? Think Jared can get it done? because you're gonna have to outduel them as well as them getting pressure. You're gonna have to outduel them like Foles did last year.
Our boy, what's my man's name? The running back. I feel it's not
Anderson.
Nah, CJ Anderson balled yesterday.
Yeah, he definitely did.
I'm talking about the franchise.
For who? The Rams?
Yeah.
Falk?
No. The old school.
Oh, you talking about dang, what's my man's name?
It's not ringing a bell right now. It's going right on the tip of my tongue. Georgia Bull.
I know you're talking about, man.
Well, anyway.
Gurley.
Todd Gurley. Damn. Todd Gurley didn't play well yesterday. He admitted it. He can't
ball.
He has to ball. In order for the Rams to win, you got to throw in one of them Marshall Faulk performances, like you said. In order for them to win, we're going to have to see Kurt Warner out there and Jared Goff combined with that front four that they got on the other side.
Period.
That's going to beat the Patriots because it's going to be a close game, and it may end up with Tom Brady with the ball with 2 minutes left, but y'all up with him with a chance to win. It's going to be up to that front four. Yeah. And I'd rather it be that than Goff with a chance to win because I don't trust Goff.
Yeah. And again, this is talk to the brilliance. I can remember the Eagles. This is the first Super Bowl when we played him, and I can remember, him just picking us apart at will in that game. And when it was time for the defense to stop him for the win, they couldn't stop him. A lot of people keep talking about the offense. Nah, the defense cannot put him away with all the people we had talking. We couldn't stop them from going down the field and just doing what. So that dude is the best ever. I got to give it to him. And just the way that he's, he's still, like you said, still wants to win after all these years, like his first championship game. You gotta admire that.
Respect that hunger, man. That's the Jordan kind of hunger, Kobe kind of hunger. You gotta respect that.
Yes, sir. So shout out to Brady. It's gonna be a great Super Bowl. I'm picking the Patriots to go ahead and win that game.
I gotta pick them too. I don't want to bet against them, but I would love to see the Rams win. I'd love to see the Rams win. It'd be a good story, definitely.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but that concludes our sports talk today on the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother God and SamAnt. If you're listening on YouTube, family, go ahead and hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. All right, this one right here is crazy, SamAnt. We're going to start off with this one, man. The game's manager, Wack 100, posted a picture the other day, and here's the caption. Y'all see it right there on the screen. It says, "Don't care who it is. Now, gangsta, this." I can't really read this. Hold on. Let me put it up bigger. Okay, don't care who it is. Ain't bull. Now, gangsta to this you fuck nigga on my page talking about Tupac shit. Understand this, please. Wack don't give two fucks about giving a fuck. Now, comment on this gay ass shit. Money be baby. So he puts a picture up. You know what I mean? All that gangster talk he put in there. He puts a picture up pretty much with Tupac Shakur, as y'all see on the screen, with a brother. And pretty much is trying to insinuate that Tupac Shakur is bisexual. It says it right at the top. It says, so Tupac was bisexual, and he puts the emojis, right there. Now, a lot of people didn't talk about this. When I seen this, I'm like, we got to talk about this because I question motive behind this. But if the picture is real, which it looks real to me, what do you think about Wack 100, who is the game's manager, and he manages Ray J, by the way, and Blueface, the new rapper called Blueface, putting this picture up, disrespecting a legend called Tupac? How do you feel about this picture, man?
I don't really put too much into it because the source is whack. Wow. No pun intended. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, even though, I mean, if it is what it is, it's pretty disrespectful. But when you can go ahead and run your mouth about the dead, especially somebody as iconic as Tupac Shakur and what he's done for our culture, what he's done for the people that he's been around and the impact that he made while he was here,
right,
is completely disrespectful on all ends. That man can't rebuttal or comment to what you just said, what you put out there on him. He can't say anything. People in his circle can't say anything because they can't speak for him. So you out here just disrespecting somebody without any way of them responding back. That's whack. That's gutless. That's corny.
Well, Wack 100 pretty much said, he said, dead or alive, if a fuck nigga is a fuck nigga, I'm going to show you the fuck nigga. I'm looking for the exact quote right here in my album, but he said something to that effect. I have it in 1 second. Hold on.
So that makes you tough. So that makes you dope. That makes you hard on the internet because you could type that shit. So what? What
people are going to say, SamAnt, to you, they're going to be like, why are you not dealing with the picture? Like, why are you not dealing with the fact that the picture's out there and he's talking? Okay, forget the source now. The source, okay, the source is whatever. We call him Wack. You know what I mean? We know Wack 100. He runs his mouth and all that, but he does back it up. You know what I mean? He did knock the dude out called Stitcher. But anyway, you know what I mean? What do you think about the source of this? And would it matter if Tupac was bisexual, is what I should say?
Did it matter if Richard Pryor was bisexual? Does that take away from his brilliance? Does it matter? See, we often get hung up, especially as men, on who the fuck people are sleeping with. Who cares? I know who I'm sleeping with. I know the woman that I'm sleeping with, and I'm very content on the woman that I'm sleeping with. You very content with the woman you're sleeping with. We're not involved or care about what the next man is sleeping with. That's not our business. So we sitting here and we're going to take away the fact that Pac was so revolutionary to everything he did and worry about who that man slept with, whether it was real or not. You really give a fuck about who he slept with? We're really going to sit here and have a discussion over this man laying here. Now, listen, if he was out here in 2019 talking against homosexuality, saying the most wildest things in the world, and then this picture comes out, we could call him a hypocrite. But the man is dead. What are we going to talk about? He can't defend himself. And I'm not about to sit here and have commentary over a man and who he sleeps with. That ain't my business.
You running from the question, man. You running, SamAnt.
Go ahead. Well, you answer. Go ahead and be a chatty patty. Go ahead and be a chatty patty and give your commentary.
I'm just saying.
On Tupac land with this dude. And
I'm just saying it looks crazy. It's crazy. No matter when it comes out, it's like I didn't expect to see that. You know what I mean? Now, well, people might look at him different for that because I mean he did have that. I mean, I don't remember him personally, you know, saying anything against, you know, homosexuals per se. He may have. I don't remember hearing it, but it looks crazy. I would never expect the picture to come out like this of Tupac Shakur lay it up with another dude. It just looks crazy. No matter who the source is, no matter who said it, it definitely looks crazy. And to reiterate what the brother said, I got it right here in front of me. Wack 100 put, dead or alive, if Wack finds out you're a fuck nigga, you're going to be laid with a fuck nigga.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, because we're both very proud heterosexual males, right?
Right.
That picture, what does that take away from anything that Pac's done out here for this culture? You tell me what that takes. What does that take away from you?
Looks like here's what it looks like. It looks like that he may have been hiding his lifestyle. If this is true, if this is real, it looks like he may have been hiding something, which a lot of people hide things. I'm not saying that it takes away anything from me, but I'm saying it may. It's a reason why he's putting that picture up. You know what I mean? Maybe to discredit, you know, him and his follower. I mean, he's been discredited him for a while now.
See, my thing is, if we want to have discussion amongst brothers while we smoking, while we doing whatever, joking and laughing, and have some commentary and joke about this, that's one thing. But for us to have platforms and for us to sit there and really tear a man's legacy down, everything he built, because he got a real suspect picture out here that he can't defend himself on, and he can't go, yo, this is Photoshop, this is wild, or yeah, I may have got some skeletons in my closet. He can't defend himself. So it's not fair for us to go, yo, his legacy is destroyed because we seen this Polaroid of him laying in some hotel room randomly weird with some dude. Like, it's not fair for them to do that. And for Wack 100 to put that picture out there and to claim, yo, this and this, you corny as hell.
Well, what does it say to like the fact that he's the game's manager and games from the West Coast? That's a little weird to me that, you know, he would be going again. I thought the game rocked with Tupac. You know what I mean? He
probably still does. I don't see why he wouldn't.
I mean, somebody put the picture up, you're gone, you're a legend, you're a rapper. Everybody knowing you be a brother and you mess with women. 25 years later, whatever, somebody puts a picture of you laid up in a bed like this, puts it up on the internet. You don't expect people to go crazy, say, whoa. Like, I ain't know my man was into this type of shit up in the economy lodge or whatever that's laid up with a nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo.
Well, see, we can sit here and have a conversation, like I said, amongst brothers, but we can't go and tear that brother's name up. You know what I mean? And do what a Wack 100 did.
I think it's messed up though. Like, sorry to cut you off.
Go, brother.
Now to be serious, real quick, man. I think it's kind of messed up that he would even put this up to tarnish the brother. I know how the Tupac fans are gonna look at this already. They're gonna be pissed.
They're gonna go crazy.
They're gonna go crazy about this. So I mean, you know, I don't know, man. I don't really know the truth about it. All I can go is what I seen with Tupac. When I heard, he seemed like a stand-up brother to me. Now, if this was the case, that kind of just is what it is in my book. I mean, if he was into it, he was, but I always knew Tupac to be a straight brother. That's all I know. I mean, that's just what it is. You too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't, you know, if this is true, I never knew him to go that way. I just didn't. It's a shocker to me.
I knew him as a rapper and a poet and someone that gave incredible speeches. I didn't know who he slept with. I never really.
So it don't matter. You saying it don't matter if you don't matter if he slept with men or women. He's just a great rapper, artist, person. It doesn't matter. What are you saying?
I'm not. Nah, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay,
I don't really care.
Oh, I mean,
I know what I sleep with. I know I'm cool. So I ain't tripping on who else, another man, and what they doing.
Right.
I ain't really bugging on it.
Yeah, I mean that kind of is what it is, man. But I already know, man. Don't go at us. You know what I mean? We just relaying we're just the messenger. They say don't shoot the messenger.
They're gonna go in on us.
Yeah, I know they are. Yeah, go ahead, man. Do it. They're gonna down like it and all. That's all good, man. We'll take it. We'll take it on chin, man. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and SamAnt going in today. You know, on this Monday. You've been here Monday getting it in. Now, but speaking of Tupac though, man, I want to talk about this while we're talking about, you know, Tupac. Suge Knight's son.
Yeah, man.
Suge Knight's son, as I scroll for this story real quick, pretty much said that Tupac is in the studio and he's going to be releasing some new music there. I see it right there on the screen. SamAnt, is this dude crazy or what?
You know what, man? We did a story on this shit, a couple months ago. It had to be hot outside, as cold as it is right now. I remember good memories of warmth. But anyway, and he said that Pac was alive. And we thought he was crazy for that. And he said that there were reports out there. I had a discussion with a dude, and I'm not going to disclose his name, but he says that he has evidence 100% that Pac is alive, and he gives reason as to why, and it gets deep. Yeah, there's a lot of people that believe that Tupac is still alive and very much alive. Now, whether he is releasing music or not, or doing music, shit, it remains to be seen. That we're gonna hear it.
Well, here he goes. He says, "I got Pac back in the studio."
He said he got Pac back in the studio.
That's what he said. I got Pac back in the studio. New music coming. And he's saying that after, remember, he was saying that originally that Tupac was in Malaysia. You know what I mean? And Tupac's about to release some new music. He said, y'all can call me crazy and all that, but y'all gonna see that Tupac's gonna release some music. So we'll have to just wait and see.
Man, look, if Tupac's alive, he's alive, but he ain't sitting there rolling with Suge Knight's son. That's wild. that brother wilding on that one. Yeah. And I didn't know I didn't know Malaysia was a place. I thought you got Malaysia. I might be wilding on that. Where's Malaysia at? In Asia? Shit.
Maybe.
I don't even know.
Do a Siri. Ask Siri.
Yeah, I never heard of
people,
that.
They're correct us in the comment. I think it is a real place though.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that's crazy. If we see some new Pac music, that'd be dope though.
I mean, we can hear Pac probably recorded thousands and thousands of records. You're gonna have to get me more than that. Have him dissing Lil Pump or somebody wild out here and new. Talk about 6ix9ine or somebody, then you got me like, oh shit, yeah, he's alive.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and SamAnt going in today on this Monday evening. If you're listening on YouTube, you already know what to do. Hit that like button and make sure that you share this video. All right, SamAnt, we got to talk about this, man. My man PnB Rock. PnB Rock. What's ironic about this? Like I was saying, I was watching the Cat Wallow 267, his Where's Wallow, and I was watching some of the episode where he went up in PnB Rock's crib and he had an elevator. I thought that was dope. You know what I mean? So ironically, you know, yesterday, you know, he was arrested, and what they found in his house was $33,000 in cash, 4 pounds of weed, you know, paraphernalia, and a .40 caliber handgun. Now, PnB Rock and a 27-year-old female were taken into Bucks County Correctional Facility in lieu of $500,000 bail. 10% they did get. Not looking good for the brother. Now, what they're saying is, you know, that pretty much neighbors started to see some suspicious activity, smelling weed, and seeing a lot of people coming in and out, which led to an investigation starting in November of 2018. So they went in, cracked down. This is allegedly what they found in his crib. SamAnt, what are your thoughts on PnB Rock being caught? They just snitching. They snitching, man.
Man, you know what? This is just another. This is another case of a rapper caught in the law and in the system. But this is kind of different because unlike a lot of the young rappers that you see out here flaunt and doing some wild shit to get themselves kind of incriminated, his brother was sitting in his house. Now, a lot of people can go ahead and talk about him having 4 pounds of weed. You notice the law in Pennsylvania is being decriminalized when it comes to marijuana. Obviously, on the verge of legalization throughout the country, in particular in Pennsylvania. So why are you even bugging? But we know where he lives. We know the area that it is. You play music loud past 9:15 and you smell a little bit of reefer, the authorities are going to get called because it's probably coming from one house in that area, and it's that house over there. And that's kind of fucked up to me. It is, because like we alluded to, who doesn't have a gun? If you're a rapper or if you're an entertainer in the day and age, who doesn't have a gun? We don't know. That being said, that gun was it wasn't registered, it wasn't registered,
right?
And we don't know what state it came from, and all these different scenarios are coming about.
Right.
With that in particular, could really get him in some trouble. And when you look at why he was put in that situation, it's over some loud music and some smell of marijuana. That just doesn't equate to me for him sitting behind bars. Now, I know a lot of people out there, in particular our comment section, and shout out to everybody, will go, he put himself in this situation. He did this, he did that. Well, damn, it's marijuana. a plant that's about to be legal throughout all 50 states in America.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we can say that,
52.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's not yet. You know what I mean? And when you got 4 pounds like that, and it's like we got to take some culpability. You know, he has to take responsibility on himself, because maybe he didn't know, coming from Philly, when you go out to these white suburban neighborhoods, they snitching, they telling, they see people coming in. It might just be your friends and all that. They see that loud music, weed. They called the police. The police, you know, nothing else to do. Like these corny ass towns out here, put a special investigative unit on this dude, like you said, for weed. You know what I mean? And you know, went in there and got that. Now, my thing is, I sympathize for the brother, because okay, the weed, that's nothing, like we say. The gun, he's a felon, so he can't go and get a gun in PA like that. So you're going to have a legal gun for protection. That is what it is. I mean, the state don't look at it like that. People gonna be, oh, you crazy talking, but it just is what it is. You know, he could be looking at a lot of time just because of the circumstances. Then again, you know, you got to put some money up for a lawyer, bail, and all that. He might have to do something for this, because that gun charge of him being a convicted felon, you know, is going to weigh a lot.
Well, I know you were looking up the gun laws in Pennsylvania, right, and the ramifications that come behind those laws. Speak on that. I mean, we were kind of just trying to throw out numbers, and I was saying probation, and you were like, nah, you might want to hold the phone on that. We see what's going on with Taxstone and his situation. We see how strict, in particular, tri-state area, Philly, Jersey, Delaware, or Pennsylvania, Jersey, Delaware, are in gun laws, New York as well, and the strict penalties that come behind that. So you got the convicted felon on top of the gun. Well, what is he looking at? Well,
convicted felon, I don't have the exact numbers, you know, in front of me. You know what I mean? But the fact that he is a convicted felon and has a gun is going to weigh more than if he just got caught, you know, didn't have a record. So, you know, anywhere from, you know, 5 to 15, even higher.
Was there a mandatory sentence to your best of your knowledge? I know you were looking into that. A mandatory sentence.
I didn't find information.
Gotcha.
Where I found that. Yeah. So, yeah, we have to wait for that information to come out. You know what I mean, with that particular thing. But just knowing what I know, you know what I mean, he could be looking at, you know, anywhere from 5 to 15 years for this. You know what I mean, just from having a gun. I think it could be 3 to 5 maybe. And I'm not exactly sure. And it's not really easy to find information.
Right. Now, the bond was set at what, 500K, 10% for both. So right. 100K for total for both parties. Are they still in jail right now?
From as much as we know. Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild, man. You would think they would have got out by now, but maybe they're getting that set up, and we know how long that shit takes.
Well, they do have some places where, you know, you could put 3% down. I know Jersey used to have that, you know, as low as 3%. You get a couple co-signers. So I don't know, but he's definitely going to get out. That's nothing where, you know, if he ain't got it, he'll get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody put it up. That's nothing crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, you know, that kind of just is what it is. That could be anybody, man. Any regular dude.
That's the scary part.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily he'll have the money to be able to handle his situation accordingly and try to find the best outcome for the situation, because if it was just any old body, they might be looking at some real time with that marijuana. Even though we all talk about how marijuana, 4 pounds, right? You got the scale, so now they got you on distribution and the gun like that. Yeah, that don't look good.
Yeah, man. So then prior, you know, drug conviction. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, in Commonwealth state, the brother's gonna be in for some. But you know, hopefully, you get a good lawyer and he gets out of that situation. We will see. But yeah, man, you tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and SamAnt, going in today on this Monday. We want to say welcome to everybody listening on any other platform, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, or Google Play. Peace to you. All right, man, we're gonna jump to this one, man. The Ja Rule situation, SamAnt. I know you was watching the documentary, man. You wanted to share that with us. Crazy,
bro. I was watching over the weekend. Obviously, you see Ja Rule throwing out a bunch of tweets if people follow Ja Rule or not, and he was covering up for himself, basically just professing his innocence in the situation with Fire. Now, Fire was this big festival that was supposed to go down in the Bahamas a couple years back. Billy McFarland, the entrepreneur, he had this I don't know if you've seen it, was this black card. I forgot what the black card was called, but he was a tech nerd, and he really made millions of dollars off of this black card that he created. Him and his friends got into business with Ja Rule. They were set to do a festival out in the Bahamas, Pablo Escobar's old island, and it really got popping. They had Bella Hadid, Haley Baldwin, a number of other very popular supermodels. I think they had a couple of the Kardashians tweet out and Instagram various pictures hashtagging this event. They got a huge buzz, huge marketing promotion. Make a very long and crazy fucking story short. The event didn't go down as planned. They had thousands and thousands of people out to this event, had very, very third world kind of accommodations, very dangerous situation they put themselves in, ending in the result of McFarland doing 6 years behind bars for fraud and I think ticket laundering and not laundering, ticket fraud and things like that. Real wild story.
Right.
Ja Rule professing his innocence because he was receiving a lot of backlash from the documentary. Now, he was hand in hand with this dude throughout the whole thing, hand in hand. Like,
right.
They were. It was really looked like Ja Rule's hand was in it. He was supposed to be the entertainment and the what was the word I'm looking for? He was supposed to be the popular side to it, the celebrity to it, to the whole thing, to bring the people out. And he did his job, but he's saying that he didn't put any money to it. And in fact, he lost money. Now, when the whole event was going down, Ja Rule wasn't there. You didn't see Ja Rule really making any decisions. He wasn't the kingpin in this whole situation. McFarland was, without a doubt. But a lot of people are calling for Ja Rule to go to jail. I want you to watch this documentary,
right,
so that we can get into it. But the shit is wild. I've never seen anything like it.
And then how much you said that? How much tickets did they sell? Like how much? It had to be a lot of money for him to get like 600. I mean, excuse me, 6 years in prison.
I think he sold 100,000 tickets quick.
Man,
sold out. Now they were saying that you could reserve yachts, you could reserve special villas up to $250,000, and he had absolutely none of this. To make matters worse, he had the local people there in the Bahamas, over 200 people, hand and foot. They were saying if you could carry a towel, you were walking in there and doing work in there. None of them got paid. Wow. So at the end of it, they're all looking for their money, and none of them got paid. It got to the point where the customs were trying to hold the water. And for people that watch, they know where I'm about to go with this. And they had a dude go in there and try to do some pretty sick shit for them to go get this water back. Like, you got to watch the documentary, man.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
It went all the way there. It's
crazy, wild. Man. Wow. That's crazy. So, yeah, so Ja Rule right now, I guess he's in the clear. I guess we'll find out, what's going to happen with him, I guess.
Yeah, well, as of now, he's not up for any charges.
Okay.
And they don't have him up. He is receiving a lot of negative backlash, and deservingly so, because
he's in the film, right?
His face was in it. Hell yeah. No, he's not talking in it.
Okay.
But his face, him speaking, 100%.
Okay.
Because they wanted to film everything.
No, I'm saying when I'm saying like he's not a part of it, but like they caught him, you're saying in a situation.
1,000%.
Oh man. I gotta watch that. I'm bad to laugh. That's crazy.
1,000%.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta check that out, man. I love documentaries, man, because it gives you a whole nother side of the situation. A lot of times gives you the truth. Yeah. What really happens.
This shit gonna blow you away. I didn't get to finish the rest of it, but we're gonna talk about this later. Once you watch it and we can really get into the commentary behind what we see.
Right.
Dog, this shit's wild.
Crazy, man. Yeah, man. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and SamAnt, man. This next story right here, SamAnt, Erykah, Badu in stage, I think it's Chicago, Illinois. Speaking on R. Kelly, and then what happens next is pretty crazy. I'm gonna play this video, and then we're gonna talk about this right here.
Prayer right now for R. If you've done all those things that we've seen on TV and heard those ladies talk about, I hope he sees the light of day and comes forward. What y'all say? Fuck it. That's not love. That's not unconditional love. But what if one of the people that was assaulted by R. Kelly grows up to be an offender?
Now I don't know if that all the video, is it more to it?
There's way more to it. That's via TMZ. They got the exclusive footage, so it's very hard. You don't want to, obviously, for those reasons. But she started going in more. What if those victims were in R. Kelly's situation and they became the predator, and that received a lot of backlash. They started booing. They started screaming F. R. Kelly in situations like that. I reported that on Viral Hip Hop News yesterday as well. And man, oh man, it just shows you. Now she did this out in Chicago. You've seen the backlash she did and dropped a tweet on the whole thing. I got that tweet up. I'll grab that up as I'm speaking. But it just goes to show you, man, just the whole how this whole situation, how we're demonizing R. Kelly, and a lot of people say deservingly so. And if you feel as though he's a pedophile, 100%, 1,000% agree with you. If he did those things to Aaliyah, he deserves everything he's getting because it only takes one. This is what Erykah Badu said. I love you unconditionally. That doesn't mean I support your poor choices. I want healing for you and anyone you have hurt as a result of being hurt. Is that strange to you? That's all I've ever said. Anything else has been fabricated or taken out of context. Erykah Badu. Now, what I was saying was, like, throughout this whole situation, we went from victims expressing the terrible things that they went through to just demonizing R. Kelly and forgetting about the victims. What the whole premise of this to help the victims out, to look for outlets for the victims to go if they find themselves in situations, other victims that may find themselves in situations with not an R. Kelly, but they find themselves with men or women or whatever in a situation where they can't get out of it, outlets for them to find ways to talk and speak out. No, we don't talk about that. We're talking about the drama still. We want to demonize R. Kelly and mute R. Kelly and get rid of his music. What is that going to do into helping anybody? R. Kelly at one point, and I'm not justifying anything he did at all. I'm not justifying that. But what I'm saying is he at one time was molested too. Right. So he at one time was a victim before he became a monster. That man deserved help, whether that be behind bars or whatever. He deserved help too to deal with his issue. So he no longer did that to another female. So where's the help at? We all want to just point fingers and deal with the drama, but we don't want to help. The help got left out.
That's actually a great point, that you bring up, because that's like problem solving, right there. When you look at that, like you said, everybody's going in, when they want to have this party and just destroy R. Kelly, and that's fine to a certain extent if he did that. But where's the healing going to come in at? Where is, the people who are the victim and the victimizers? Because R. Kelly, like you said, was in the situation before. That's the reason why they always say that once you're molested, you're most likely to molest. So where are we going to cut it down the middle and say, okay, where are we going to find help for even R. Kelly? You know what I mean? Whether it be him going to jail and getting some type of help, maybe he can't be helped. But there are victims out there, if you're willing and able, some people can be helped. If we're ever going to get to the bottom, and solve this whole, child molestation thing, not solve it, but at least, help people at least come out and confront that, because we know that it's continuing to happen, everywhere you go. But yeah, that's a great point, man. Actually, I definitely, I see what she meant by that, though. Erykah Badu.
I 100% agree too. A lot of people saying it was poor timing and things like that. But what's poor timing? It's at her concert. She could say what she wants. She don't think like these people think. So I 100% agree with it, man. And I understand her sentiments. The situation, it all together got taken out of context. It's very unfortunate what's going on. And like my man Pusha T said, you can't raise a savage and deny the rabies. Bodega babies. Man, that was on my what was that, on Swiss Beats album? But that shit, so true. You can't raise a savage and deny the rabies. We sat here and we allowed these things to go on and continue, and then we point the finger once they did their job. It's a shame.
Yeah, man, definitely sad, situation. But you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother Old God and SamAnt. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Uncensored Truth podcast channel as well. You can just type it in or look in the description box of any channel that you're watching this on. I was trying to look for this thing on Erykah Badu, but I guess we'll cover it, next time. Here it goes right here. Leila Wells, who was a news reporter, she did post this, and she said, not for nothing, but Badu was a follower of cult leader and convicted pedophile Malachi York. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know Malachi York. You heard of Malachi York? Yeah. And Dr. York. So you heard of him. Yeah. And she posted a blog here today, that I'm gonna check out though, but I wanted to throw that in there. Kind of taking a shot at Erykah Badu, but that's pretty crazy. Malachi York was convicted though of that. He admitted to it. You know what I mean? Molesting, I think it was over a couple hundred kids.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, man, these dudes is crazy. And people, it's crazy. People still ride out for him. People in the conscious community, said that that's still their father. You know what I mean? That's crazy, man. We talk about that off the air though.
Anyway, yeah, man.
Yes, sir. But all right, this next story right here is dope, man. Kamala Harris, I'm thinking, who's a senator from California. Yep, senator from California, just announced, she's a female, that she's running for president. I'll play the clip right here, and I'll get your thoughts on this, SamAnt.
Harris has also been laying the groundwork for a run for the White House. It is great to have you with us on this special holiday. Do you have an announcement you'd like to make?
I'm running for president of the United States.
Well,
and I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about it.
All right, so that's a small clip from Good Morning America. Kamala Harris, just announced on their show this morning that she'll be running for the president of the United States of America. SamAnt, I want you to give your perspective on this because we're going to do our research. We just found out about her, to be honest, today. So, but I'll let you go ahead and say what you was going to say. You were talking about pre-production.
Well, a senator in California. She was on the Breakfast Club. She did various other spots. Even Charlemagne asked her, was she going to run for president of the United States at one point? She threw around the idea, and now months later she came out. It's powerful. This is very powerful for our country, very powerful for the history. Miss Harris being the first woman of color since Shirley Chisholm to do so since 1972. I know Shirley Chisholm very intimately. I remember getting in trouble when I was in school back in the day. My mother making me go to the library and getting $2 of anybody black that I had to read up on and learn something about that I didn't know about. And I got George Washington Carver, and I got this woman by the name of Shirley Chisholm. And I hated the book at first, but then when I read it and learned this woman's history, my mom could probably be laughing somewhere if she heard me. It gave me a whole different perspective. So this is very, very powerful when I see this happen, and I'm proud to be able to watch this happen. That being said, we just gotta make sure that we do the fair thing for ourselves, because too often we get caught up in the grandeur, the lights. We did that with Obama. Now Obama will go down in history, in Black history, and he deservingly deserves to do so. With that being said, there's a lot of backlash and a lot of criticism comes Obama's way when it comes to what he's done for his people of color, Black people, what he's done. And when you look throughout the 8 years of his presidency, you can't point to a lot of things. Now, he's a great ambassador. He's a great person to be sitting there as a face, but the grunt work, what has he done? Miss Kamala Harris, she seems to be a little bit of a different kill, but this is the election. This is how you get people. This is how so let's not get caught under the grandeur too often. Let's make sure that we make the right choice. Now, will Miss Harris be a better choice for us than the Republican just going up? Maybe, possibly. Damn, yeah, 100% more than likely. But
right.
Will she do anything for us? We just got to be careful. Let's take this as an experience to just pay attention.
Nah, I mean, I'm definitely, looking forward to really, getting involved as far as really looking in, to this woman and seeing what she stands for, what she's really about. Because a lot of us don't really get into that. We kind of just, let them feed us everything. But let's see her track record, what she really done for California and what she's trying to do with this country. Because it's definitely going to make a difference. So yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. Obama, I could say, man, was really, just a status symbol of really nothing. I mean, it really didn't do too much, in this for a group of people he did, but it wasn't for us. So people can't get caught up in the fact, that she's mixed or Black or Obama was Black, even though they are. We could say it all day. They're going to get caught up. You'll see, your rappers and stuff that'll be campaigning with them and talking about Trump. To me, it's all silly. I do want to look at, what she stands for individually, before I make my real, comment on this. But I do think that is dope. Now, what do you think about, a woman, being in an office? What are your thoughts on that?
I love the idea.
Really? An emotional woman?
We can't get caught up in that, man. Because every strong man is a woman holding him up. Let's just keep it 100 behind that.
But can a woman run a country? Because a lot of people say no.
Yeah,
you can't.
A woman can run a country. Let's not be silly. A woman can run a country. And if we get back to our historical days and we get back to, oh, damn. Man.
They gaping like that.
Man. But if we get back to our history, a lot of people say that men wore wigs as a sign of maturity, as a sign of growth, as a sign of just, you know what I mean? That's when they evolved, when they were like the woman. Let's just keep it real. And then we have Europeans that run through and try to negate the woman, and then we run to their history. But anyway, I think it would be a good move if Miss Kamala Harris, Senator Kamala Harris, the right woman to be in charge, remains to be seen. I think that what this is showing now is that we can properly do our research and pay attention to things that we often didn't pay attention to, maybe in 08, 12, 16 16 when Donald Trump came in. Got to pay attention. And she has to get through primaries first. So if we really believe in what She's speaking on if we really believe in her as a president, we got to get her as a Democratic nominee for presidency first. She's going to have a couple other Democratic nominees that she's going to have to go up against and get to that seat before she can go up against Trump. So she has some steps. So if we really believe in her, we got to get her there. She has some steps first, though. Yeah,
we'll definitely, look into that, further, man. But Sam, man, what you think about this, though, man? I'll let you know earlier. Carmelo Anthony has been traded to the Chicago Bulls. What are your thoughts on that? It seems to be trending at the moment.
It's trending at the moment. It'll be forgotten about next week because the Bulls are doing nothing and Carmelo Anthony's doing nothing now.
Is he washed up?
Yeah.
Damn.
100%. I love him. Carmelo Anthony coming out of Syracuse.
Never won, though, did he?
No. Came for the Denver Nuggets, was balling. New York really didn't do nothing. Houston didn't do nothing. Carmelo Anthony is just, always a great offensive player, never really a great defensive player. One of the greatest offensive players probably to ever play this game. Just get inside out game, jump shot, second to none. Never can get over the hump. But we've seen a lot of great players over our time never get over the hump. We've seen Charles Barkley's never get over the hump.
LeBron stopped him. Huh?
LeBron. No. Carmelo stopped him. Carmelo never got to LeBron.
Yeah.
When did he ever play LeBron in a meaningful game?
Lost anyway.
He got smoked. But when did he ever play him never played him in a meaningful game?
You're right.
Never.
I'm talking about like the era. You know what I mean? Because they dominated the era or whatever. But
he took over. But you figure in that era, who did he go? LeBron. He still played some of his cohorts and got beat.
Yeah.
Carmelo never got the chance. You see, all right, now Kevin Durant, prime example. Kevin Durant, you could put into there. He had to go to a super team to do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
He wasn't doing it in OKC where that would have been dope to go ahead.
You got to win it with your own squad.
You know what I mean? But
that's like AI. Like if you'd have won it with the Sixers, he's another one who never won one, but dynamic player.
No one, and I don't think anybody's looking at Iverson as like you never got over the hump. When they look at them Sixers teams, they know it was on Iverson's back. When you got Theo Ratliff and Tyrone Hill,
Aaron McKee,
Eric Snow, excuse me, and you going to the championship against the Lakers?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That was crazy. And they won that first game, man. I thought they was going to win that series.
He stepped over Tyronn. He was bugging, man. I knew. Shit.
They won that first one, though, man.
It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. But after that, they got stomped, man.
Yeah. That Lakers team was superior.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. But you tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God. Another episode 102 in the books. It looks like I don't think we have anything else over there, do we, Sam?
Nah, I think we're all good for this evening. We talked about Kamala Harris just to kind of wind up the evening. Wack 100 on Tupac, PnB Rock, back in jail, Ja Rule, looking at some scam and shit. Erykah Badu booed off stage. And of course, we started with the NFL.
How about Martin Luther King? We didn't talk about Martin Luther King Day.
We did.
Shout out. We would be remiss if we didn't, remember one of the great leaders in our history, Martin Luther King. Pay respect to him and his work, that he did on this day. A lot of things are closed today, schools and banks, so that's real dope, man. Shout out to Martin Luther King.
Absolutely, he was definitely. We were pro Martin Luther King in this house for sure. We were also pro Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and Black Panthers, and we got a healthy dose of all of them, which was it was great for us to be able not just to get one side of the spectrum, but all sides of the spectrum to learn what everybody was talking about. And like I said, he was a pinnacle in this house. Very powerful speaker. A lot of his speeches that were most profound aren't often televised. So thank God for YouTube. Go ahead and look up an MLK speech and show your children maybe a speech you haven't seen that of Martin Luther King and give a little bit of taste of what he was 100% about, because that brother was deeper than what you see on TV. So just rest in peace to Martin Luther King. God bless you on your day, man. Salute.
Yes, definitely, man. But yeah, man, it's another episode, in the books. I was thinking it was something else, but I think that's it, for the night. Everybody make sure y'all enjoy, stay safe out there, and look for us, our channel on YouTube is the Uncensored Truth podcast. We got a lot of people, man, that was checking out our interview. That make videos. I wanted to send them to you. A lot of people getting us a shout out, in the YouTube world.
Okay, wow.
Interview with Jamal Johnson, Umar Johnson, which is, man, this dude's just a piece of shit at this point, man. I'm sorry to say. I'm just totally done with the cat. When he tried to say that his dad was jealous of him, put that post up the other day, that was crazy, man.
Yeah, you know what? At this point, I'm going to reserve all my rights to Umar Johnson to when he's sitting here talking to us like a man. Until then, I have nothing else to say about
it. That ain't never happening, bro.
Well, that's
scripted.
Well, that being said, I really want to see what you said as far as the people out here showing us positivity, because that's what I do want to highlight. I appreciate each and every one of y'all who support the podcast, who support the platforms, whether you're sitting there disagreeing with what we say, agreeing. It all is the same, man. It's support nonetheless, and we appreciate each and every one of y'all getting this joint just popping.